Next lesson in this unit is graphing quadratic inequalities. So thinking back to yesterday, you graphed linear inequalities. Today it's quadratic inequalities. So basically it's going to be a parabola where you're shading above or below the line. Okay, and you can see same kind of idea. We used to graph y equals, and then we'd have the quadratic. Now we've got less than or greater than. Okay, same rules apply. We're either going to have a dotted line or a solid line. You can see these two examples. This one is a dotted line because you have just greater than. This one is a solid line because it's less than or equal to. And then we're going to decide, are we shading above or below? Okay, so take a look at this one. The only thing that makes this a little harder is you know that graphing a parabola is harder than a line. So what do we need to graph this parabola? Well, thinking about the parabola equaling, this would allow us to figure out what the vertex is. Can you figure out what the vertex is just by looking at it? Does this look like this form? It does. The vertex is 0, -4. Okay. Then we would need our x-intercepts. X-intercepts, you would make y be 0. Okay, and I think the easiest way to do this is to take the 4 over, divide by 3, and then take the square root. And I know I can simplify that a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. All right, let's plot this all. So I have 0, -4. That's also the y-intercept. And then I'm not really sure how big the root of 4 over 3 is, but it's not really important to know exactly where it is. So this is -root4 over 3. So there's my information for the parabola. Now let's go back and figure this out. We're supposed to graph less than. So since it's not equal to, I'm going to draw a dotted line. What if you drew a solid line by accident on the test? Well, if you do, just put a little arrow saying this is supposed to be dotted. You know, I can accept that. That would be okay. And then we have y is less than. So this is supposed to be y is less than 3x squared minus 4. So less than to me says shade below. So I'm going to shade below here. And then I'm going to check just to be sure. Again, I like checking the point 0, 0. But you can see 0, 0 is not in my solution. So maybe I'm going to pick a point that is in my solution. Let's pick this one down here. Let's pick 0, -5. Because that's in my solution where I have it shaded right now. So that means it should work in the inequality. Let's see. Is -5 less than -4? Yes. This tells me that point should be in the shaded region, and it is. Okay, so there's your graph. Let's do this one. This one's quite a bit more difficult because this one is not in vertex form. So it's going to take a little bit of work here. We're going to have to figure out what to do with this. But, I mean, we've just gone through this for 2 units. What do we do with a parabola? The vertex? Well, this is going to be -b over 2a. So this is -1/2. And then how do I get the y value? I'm going to put it into the equation. So this is going to be 2 times 1/4. And then -1 minus 7. So this is 1/2 minus 8. So this is, if I make common denominators here, I get 1/2, take away 16 over 2, so -15 over 2. Okay, so if I want to put that on my graph, let's put it right here, negative 1/2, negative 15/2. Okay, next step, I want to find the x-intercepts. And looking at this one, I have a bad feeling that I'm not going to be able to factor this. So then I need the quadratic formula. So negative b plus or minus the root of 2 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 7 over 2 times 2. So this is 60. And this is 4. And I can simplify that, but really I'm not that concerned about it because I know that they're going to look something like this. This one is going to be negative 2 plus root 60 over 4. And this one's going to be negative 2 minus root 60 over 4. Okay, what's missing? The y-intercept. The y-intercept is negative 7. So now I can draw my parabola. Looking at the parabola, I'm supposed to be less than or equal to, so I can draw a solid line. Okay, and less than, that sounds like underneath, so I'm going to shade underneath like this. And again, I really think you should be checking. Now you can check a point that's in your shaded solution, or you can check 0, 0. I'm going to do 0, 0 just because it's always the easiest. Okay, so is 0 less than or equal to 2 times 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 7? Is 0 less than or equal to negative 7? No, it is not. So looking at that, that means this point should not be shaded, and it's not. You can see that it's not in my solution. Okay, so there is the answer. All right, let's try another one. Need the vertex. It's negative b over 2a, so that's negative 2. Better just check that. Negative b over 2 times 1. Yeah, that's negative 2. Okay, and then my y value, if I put negative 2 in there, I get 4, take away 8, plus 1, so 5, take away 8. That's going to be negative 3. Did I make a mistake on the last one? Yeah, it was supposed to be negative 1/2. Negative 15 over 2. Oops. Make a quick correction here. This point was supposed to be over here. Negative 1/2 over negative 15 over 2. Did anybody notice that? So we'll just put this point over here more. So my graph will look something like this. Let's move this one over here more. Okay, sorry about that. Hope I didn't mix anybody up too much. Okay, negative 2, negative 3. See, if you guys were in class, somebody would be yelling, hey, 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 you made a mistake. Now I have no one to correct me. Okay, the y-intercept is 1. Alright, x-intercepts. Let's try that. X-intercept, if I make this 0. Is this another one that doesn't work? Doesn't factor? It does not factor. So we need to use quadratic formula again. Normally that won't happen. There won't be too many. In fact, I think on a test I wouldn't even use a quadratic formula for graphing. They should all work out with factoring. So it's -4 plus or minus, and this is 16 minus 4, so the root of 12 over 2. Now you can see these are both going to be negative. So we have -4 plus root 12 over 2, and then we have -4 minus root 12 over 2. And are we solid line here? And it says we're supposed to say greater than. So greater than is going to be above the line. Okay, again, quick check. If we check 0, 0, this time 0, 0, oh, that's still not in the solution. Let's pick a different point. Let's pick one, let's pick this one right here. Let's pick -2, 0. Okay, now when you pick it, you have to be sure you know for sure where it is. Like, I wouldn't pick -1 because I don't know if -1, which side of this, like, is -1 here? Sorry, not there, obviously. Is it here or is it here? I don't know where it is, so I'm not going to pick -1. I'm picking -2 because I know that's even with my vertex. So I know for sure it's in the region I have shaded right now. So let's see if this works. -2 squared plus 4 times -2 plus 1 is 0 greater than 4 minus 8 plus 1 is 0 greater than -3. Yes, it is. Okay, so I would expect 1 or 2 of those on the test, graphing a quadratic inequality. Okay, I'm going to skip this question. I will not give you a word problem, so don't worry about that one. Okay, homework for today, page 374, numbers 4 to 11, 13, 16. By the way, I hope you're always doing the multiple choice. Great practice for your test. You know that you always have multiple choice on the test, so do the multiple choice each time. Okay?